Welcome back, everyone. Jose21 Crisis here, and today we're playing some more Grand Prix World 2001. This is Justice for Prost Grand Prix. Last time around, we completed the 2001 season where Alesi got yet another podium. This just was an amazing season for us in Prost. So what happened? Well, got a win. Alesi finished fifth in the WDC. Matsakana finished 13, tied for 13 with 2 points. No idea if you could hear that, but whatever. We finished fourth in the Constructors' Championship. It was just an amazing year, but I doubt that it will happen again. Simply because, this was just a lucky year with some very, very lucky results, like the rain results at Spa. Hockenheim was a very good race. Brazil was very good. Spain was great. Japan, of course. But all those races, except Hockenheim, had wet weather, and we won't always get wet weather. And in this case, we actually don't want wet weather because our drivers are bad in the wet. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save on the second slot. Why, I will show you in a moment. But first, let's progress. Let's go to the season review. I was gonna say let's progress to the next year. I didn't know that was called season review, but anyway, here's the season review. Fourth in the championship, fifth and 13th, the driver positions. Of course, the champion was Michael Schumacher in that final race. Constructors champion was Ferrari, of course. Luca Di Montezemolo won Manager of the Year. Why? Because his team won the championship. And the board says this is an excellent result for Prost, which indeed it was, and an awesome year. You must equal it next year to show that your success is not down to luck. Yeah, about that. That will be tough. You can progress at any point that you want. This is taking a bit of time. That's because one, I'm recording, and B, my computer is not great. If you've seen my F1 Challenge 2001 season, you've known that my computer is not great. So every time you complete a year, you get shown the Hall of Fame. As you can see, these are a few other saves that I played. As you progress through the years, you get popped here, like your team is shown here with the different points you got and so on and so forth. We'll eventually get here when the years progress in pros. I'm gonna pass these other saves that I made. Maybe we get here, but I really doubt it. And besides, this pros team only won 2 championships. What the hell? And we go into the 2002 season, and now let's see what's going on. Enrique Bernoldi is a better wet weather driver. That's good. The new CAT system is ready, the new test rig is ready, and the larger facility is here. We will be getting 21 million. So, and we, oh god, this is lining up perfectly. Okay, Hakkinen will be retiring at the end of this season. He should have retired at the end of 2001, but now he's gonna retire at the end of 2002 because I exist and that altered the timeline. So, as you can see, Bernoldi got better, became a better wet weather driver. Let me save that in the first slot. You can have drivers improve, and this is random, or whenever a driver gets better, or well, it's not totally random, and let me explain how that system works as far as I've seen. I reloaded the other save to show you that it is a bit random. So what happens is drivers get compared, how to put it, drivers, if they switch teams, they get compared to the team they were on. They get compared to the team they were on to the team they are now. So for example, if he's on this team and he's on Arrows and he goes to Prost, which is a team that was better, the driver is more likely to improve. The same thing happens with personnel. So as you can see, it's also a bit random. Bernoldi gained speed but lost concentration. But we're not gonna do that safe. We're gonna go with this one. Why? Because this is the first one that I did. So better wet weather driver than last year. Now let's check the drivers. Bernoldi is gonna be our wet weather guy. Just terrible ratings compared to a lazy. I think Alonso, thanks to his 3 speed and 2 skill, is gonna be our lead driver, and as I signed them that way. Bernoldi is gonna be our wet weather driver. They're not good in any of them, so there's that. Bourdais is going to stick around. I think I might keep him in the reserve driver role throughout the entirety of this game, of this playthrough, but I don't know. So, yeah, Hakkinen. Alonso is unhappy. As you can see, his morale is at 1. We're going to fix that by doing a lot of testing. And when I mean a lot of testing, is a lot of testing. Let's see, what else? This commercial is, of course, happy. Design is very happy. Engineering is okay, and the mechanics are sad. The way to improve mechanic morale is doing testing. And I will confirm that we will be doing a lot of testing this year. And when I mean a lot, it is a lot. We will be testing every single race weekend. Every single one. Let's start hiring trainees. Let's see, can I get another trainee? Nope, couldn't get it. So let's just start filling up every single thing here. We need as many bodies in the roles as possible. Remember, I can only hire trainees and then level them up to different roles. So first I want to fill up every department because we need the personnel. Let's see. Okay, this year we do not have any pressing contract issues. Well, there's Bordeaux, but Stefan Saracen. I could sign Saracen, but I don't want to. Simple as that, I don't want to. But let's resign Bordeaux for another year. I could sign Thomas Enge, but that's just not a good idea. I'm checking right now if any of these guys turn into pay drivers, because that will really help me. No. So let's just resign Sebastian Bordeaux. First I need to make an offer. Okay, we will talk to you later. So let's look at how the teams are. Arrows, not bad. They have Ralf Schumacher as lead driver and Heinz-Harald Frentzen as second driver. I'm not sure I agree. They're pretty much the same driver, so it's indifferent who they sign. And Ricardo Sonta is their test reserve driver. Juan Montoya is at Villar with Stefan Saracen, and Montoya got a big fat deal. Look, it's until 2005. How much is he earning? 2.9 million. That's pretty good. And Saracen is just filling up a space, and Massa is also just filling up a space here. Panis in Benetton. All right. I need to sign this man next. It's next. Yeah, he's free after 2003, so I need to make sure to sign Panis next year and get him. Ratings look good. His wet weather rating could be better. His stamina rating could be better. I'll be hoping that when we sign him, he improves. Let's see. Mark Webber is just terrible. He's just filling up a seat right now. Equal drivers, all right. Marc Genet is not good. Concentration's good. Everything else is just trash. Giancarlo Fisichella and Michael Schumacher, we all know who should be the lead driver. Michael has lost some speed. He's getting old. And Nick Heidfeld is the test driver. He has so much speed, he's just wasted. And he's trapped there. He's not going to improve at all. He could use a seat, but he's trapped in other team, so he won't get. I mean, BAR could use Nick Heidfeld. Benetton could use him, but no. He's test driver for Ferrari, of course. Jos Verstappen and Luciano Berti at Jaguar and Alex Wurz. Alex Wurz is better than Berti, but no, Jaguar decided to keep Berti in. Good job. Jordan have Eddie Irvine, which is a sensible choice, and Gaston Mazzacane, who is there for the money. You know Eddie likes his bucks. And Pedro de la Rosa is a reserve driver. Is he any good? He's actually quite good. Hakkinen is still here. David Coulthard is extremely good. And Luca Badoer went to McLaren because, of course. Minardi has Button, and Truly is actually quite good. And Johnny Herbert is the test driver. He's actually pretty good. Good in general. They could swap freaking... well, actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I was thinking maybe they could swap Jensen, but no, they can't. Of course, we have Alonso and Bernoldi and Bordeaux. Sauber has a lazy until 2007. And my plan was to sign him back to lead this team, but no, he decided to go somewhere else. He's 5 in wet weather now. Great. Tarso Marquez is here for his money. Sauber has Anthony Davidson, that's sad. This is very good. This is very good. Kimi has to develop if he expects to, be a good driver here. And then you have Villeneuve, 12 million to serve as reserve driver this game. And then you have the rest of the free agents. Okay. So what are we doing here? Is this just going to be a preseason episode? First things first, we build a car. Then we build a spare part. I was not expecting that. I thought we'd be better, but clearly we are not. Here is our Asia Tech engine. Rigidity is good. It's very responsive, so we're not going to have that many driver errors. It's light. It's very fuel efficient. It doesn't have power. It doesn't have any power. So what are we going to do? I'm going to hire a wind tunnel. I'm going to hire a workshop, build a workshop, and then improve the test rig and the car facility to level 2. And then improve the factory to level 3. Definitely need more engineers. A lot of them. Okay, let's see, what can I do? Because I don't want to fill this episode with too much stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna do hospitality because we need to increase the amount of cash we're getting. Acer, Michelin, and actually not Michelin. Not Michelin, I said. Parmalat, and we're going to, no. I'm going to try to convince Benson and Hedges to come along with us. I'm going to keep one. I need to do some calculations to know exactly how much personnel I need there. And I also need to talk with Renault because this Asia Tech deal is like a 1-year thing to just have an engine supplier. We're going to go to Renault because Renault is better overall. I'm going to go to Michelin as well. Fuel is already signed. I need to talk with Acer. I need to talk with... I can only have one level 5, so no. Let's see, where's Parmalat? Let's order them by Prost. Talk with Reynard. Why so many freaking people open? Talk with DHL. There's Acer, but where are the rest of... Oh, right, it's just the people that's open. Where do they have PSN and Parmalat, so that should be okay. I'll do some calculations and know exactly how much stuff I need to put on everyone. As for this, traction control we already have, so let's start with auto gears. We're going to do... We actually need that. At least our hydraulics won't be an issue anymore, but we're gonna do suspension work. And I'd really, really like to start developing the 2003 car right away, and I think I'll do so. But I also need to start focusing on this thing. And unfortunately, since I don't have an R&D car, I cannot use the test rig. Great job, me. So, okay, I will do some calculations and come back to you when I can fill up everything. But before that, we're expected to make 40 million, and we're going to spend 6.5 mil in just the factory. We're going to spend 1 million, 1.5 million, 1.5, 3, 5 million in personnel, and whatever it is on hospitality. We should be okay in terms of money, but if we're not, all right, yeah, the loan plus 300, we should be fine in terms of money. But if not, I will just sell some shares. I have like 9 more shares to sell. We should be okay. Okay, let me do some calculations and figure out how much personnel I need to devote to different areas. I will come back to you. Okay, so let's review everything I've done. So, first of all, I put 44% of my people in next year's chassis design. And the reason for this is that if we get a good design for next year, things are sponsors are more impressed, and if they're more impressed, they're more likely to sign with us. Just basic economics, I suppose. The rest I put into suspension. I don't expect that to move too much because it's not designed for that. So there's that. Next up, I set this to 34, please. Thank you. I'm doing 209 miles of testing. Here's a little trick. The game, to calculate how much wear to put on the cars, the game takes the value of miles and divides them by 10 and takes out any decimals. So the wear they put on the cars will be 20%, which it's not much. It's just, well, it's actually significant, but I'll have to fix it. So in this case, you always want to get in a 9 because you have as much testing as possible, but without adding any extra wear. So I'm doing 36% setup, 10% development, and 34% research. And this setup, 40%, 40%, 20% for the drivers, 20, 20, 60 for Bordeaux. Okay, works exactly as intended. Full setup points development, we are going to have 47% is actually pretty good. It's actually a midfield value, which, you know, I like. That's very good. Very, very good. And of course, I now have to fix one of the cars. I really underestimated the amount of fixing work my guys will be able to make. So let's use a set of spares to fix Alonso's car, and that should be it. As for commercial, I increased the quality level to level 2, so sponsors are more impressed. I put 9% and 6% on Lucky Strike and bets on hedges. That way we're gonna hear how much they consider us. 11% on Renault, 11% also on Michelin. Nothing on fuel because we don't have any fuel suppliers. Or any fuel suppliers to hire. 14% on Acer. I just want to get their offer. 9% on this is DHL, and 4% on Reynard. They are a level 1, so we know what exactly they want. Remember, I put 10% on everyone, and as you can see, now we can get to level 4 pit stops. Remember back when my guys will commit an error every stop? Now they're gonna commit an error like once every 2 or 3 races. It's not perfect. I would much prefer to have this here, but we operate with what we have. Traction control. Sorry, Enrique, I will try to get the car fixed for next race. Just forgive me for this one. Hard tires because this is, oh god damn it. Hard tires because this is Australia. we are going to put 1 point into tarmac and the rest of the points into dust. As for this, I'll do some testing and figure that out. And okay, now let's check to see what happened to the different engine suppliers. Ferrari is still the best engine, but as we explained in the previous episodes, no one's going with Ferrari engines, and that's a big mistake. Mercedes, still McLaren, not that reliable, but quite powerful, good fuel efficiency. That's, the Mercedes engine I think is very good. Renault, only used by Sauber, hopefully they develop them well, and not that good power, but good peripherals, and a bit, it could be lighter, but it's light enough. BMW, good power, good response, that's about it. Everything else is average. Honda, good response, rigidity and weight are okay. Power and reliability are okay. Heat is good, fuel is good. Honda is a very good engine. The Cosworth is the lightest engine. Okay, the Renault is not the worst. The Cosworth is a good engine in terms of power. It's horribly unreliable. Decent response, good rigidity, lightest of them all. Fuel and heat are good. And of course, Asia Tech, which doesn't have power, is nearly as unreliable as the Cosworth, but will make it work. I'm making an auto gear simply because of this poor reliability, so we can push the engine as much as we want. Tires. Bridgestone is still winning the tire war simply because Michelin cannot make a tire set that has grip or that is resistant. The soft tires, I don't think I'm going to use them. Well, I probably use them for some tree stop or whatever, simply because they don't last anything. And the dry soft is just not good. It's just not good. Look at that. But we have to stick with them because they are French. I don't have any other choice. Bridgestone is Japanese, Michelin is French, and this is a purely French team, so there's that. Fuel. Man, the regulations just massacred the fuel. Oh god. So, Elf, no performance but great tolerance. Everyone else has terrible tolerance. Texaco has good performance. Petrobras, Mobil, and Niseki Mitsubishi have decent performance. Everyone else is just trash. But Shell is a works team, is a works fuel supplier. So Benetton and Arrows are probably going to have better fuel than everyone else. That's about it. We're going to stick with Elf and their customer deals simply because French. I think that will be it for... No, it's not going to be it. Because in a moment we're going to see the performance chart. I have not seen it. Could have LPS and a okay. I have not seen the performance chart. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I don't know. We're gonna see. Let me remove that. I'm not gonna use that anymore. And let's see. Anything else that's important? No, the FIA rating is not shown yet. I think that's about it, at least in Grand Prix World. Now we're going to go to an Excel where we can see how everyone changed, like in terms of car performance. So let's go to the Excel and let's see where everyone is, shall we? So here we have the season changes performance chart. Over on the left, you can see how the teams were at the start of the 2002 season. Over here, you can see at what they were when the season ended. And over here, you can see what happened when the 2000 and why did I should have put 2001, 2001, and 2002, but a brain fart occurred there. So, as you can see, Ferrari maintained their level. They are still extremely good. They built a rocket ship. The only thing that's harming them is their Cosworth engine, but the car is so good, it doesn't really matter. Then you have a bunch here with McLaren, Benetton, let's see, who's that? McLaren, Benetton, I think Williams, and Sauber. Sauber built a rocket ship as well. I don't get how, but their 2002 car is absurd. They will be fighting with McLaren, with Benetton, and Williams. So far, McLaren starts with an advantage, and I think they have the better drivers. But we'll see how that fight progresses. That's top one, two, three. That okay. Ferrari's top one, like full stop. But then you have McLaren, Benetton, Williams, and Sauber. That's 5 teams. Then you have BAR down here in their own island. They are all right. Then you have Jordan. BAR improve quite maintain their progress. Jordan dropped back a bit. As you can see, Prost dropped back a bit, mostly because our staff sucks, and we actually didn't bring that many upgrades in 2001. Despite that, it doesn't really matter. We didn't really change a lot. What did change was Jaguar, who was definitely better than us at the end of 2001, plummeted to last. Arrows lost all of their progress, and Minardi is still Minardi, so they are very low. So yeah, that's the changes in the 2003 season. Of course, this is just an approximation. When we do the Australian Grand Prix, which will be on the next episode, we'll see how good they really are. This is just an approximation of what I think they are right now, but the game has a different way to calculate things mid-race, and that's what I have to really check out. So you can see that there's a big gap fairly big gap between Prost and the Big Five. That could change when we get to Australia. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Next episode will be, I'm thinking if I should stay with, you know what? Never mind. I will stay with the 2 race per episode format. I was thinking of doing like a 4 race per episode format, or even a season review a la Mark Leifer style. If you've seen his NASCAR Thunder videos, you should know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, go check those out. They're great. But I was thinking of doing like a season review, or at the very least like 4 races in an episode, but that means I will have to really shorten them, and I'm not a fan of really shortening them. This game really likes a lot of detail, so I'll just stay with the 2 episodes, 2 races per episode. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the pre-season episode, and I hope to see you on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, the good stuff, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.